now we are moving on to the women's 200-meter medley relay. And this is the finals. And in lane number 3, we have Kotalawala Defence Service A team. And in the 4th lane, we have University of Peradeniya Aquatics. And in the 5th lane, we have the Sri Lankan Army. And they'll be definitely competing there. We can see a high level of swimming from these 3 lanes, because these are the senior categories, and it will be a fast-paced race and also very interesting to see if they will beat their timings that they have recorded in the seed.
All right, Randy, we can see the retired swimmers of swimmers swimming at the moment. And we can see lane number 4, that is University of Peradeniya. Team A is leading ahead with a very beautiful and consistent backstroke.
I think, Joshua, even though they are retired, their experience does count a lot, and their years of experience in the circuits, in the national, international, and school circuits have brought them up to this level. And once again, in lane number 4, the University of Peradeniya Aquatics, great underwater by her, and she seems to have gotten a decent lead, about a 2 to 3 body length lead at the moment. And heading into the last 25 meters of this breaststroke lap, she'll be hoping to maintain that lead.
University of Peradeniya, what a strong breaststroker they have. And it's great to see these students competing at these events with their studies and everything going on. And this is a lesson to all of the young swimmers as well, not to leave a sport that brings you joy in your life.
Definitely. I think we had this conversation earlier also, Joshua. It's very difficult to balance your academics, extracurriculars, and the sports as well. But we can see that these swimmers are testament to how they balance their academics and sports, and coming out and performing at the highest of stages here at the Anchor Newdale Relay Carnival 2026. And in lane number 4, University of Peradeniya Aquatic Club seems to have built a sizable lead, and I think the last lap, the freestyle, can have a decent swim. If she does want to better their time, she can motor away, but I think she can take it a bit easy with the lead that they have at the moment.
And I believe it's an easy win for University of Peradeniya. But at the same time, as we speak, we can see lane number 3 motoring ahead, trying to catch up with University of Peradeniya. But will it be enough? I believe it will not, as they come to the last 5 meters of the race. And the victory is taken by University of Peradeniya. And next comes Kotalawala Defence Service. And finally, we have the Sri Lankan Army finishing 3rd. For the women's 200-meter medley relay.
The timing was slower than their seed timing, but end of the day, this is the finals, so the result does matter. So they did finish in first, and they managed to bring in the victory for themselves. And in the highlights also, you can see that the University of Peradeniya did have a sizable lead and pulling through in each lap. They were not contested right throughout the race. In the freestyle also, in the last lap, I think she did take it a bit easy. And now we're moving on to the men 200-meter medley relay. This will also be a pretty fast-paced event, as well as we have all 8 lanes full with Kotalawala Defence Service A team in lane number 1, Sri Lankan Navy B team in lane number 2, Sri Lankan Air Force in lane number 3, their A team. The A team of Sri Lankan Army in lane number 4, Candy Dolphin Swimming Club in lane number 5, and the B team of Sri Lanka Army as well in lane number 6. In lane number 7, we have University of Peradeniya Aquatics A team, and in the final lane, we have the A team of Sri Lanka Navy. So we can see, Joshua, that the Army and the Navy have their A team and B teams in the same event, so it will definitely be a very, very interesting event.
But we should not forget Sri Lanka Air Force as well. In lane number 3.
Yes, once again, we can see some amazing times in the prelims. So it'll definitely be an all-out battle across all 8 lanes. And up in the com box, I think we have a bit of, we have a few people rooting for the army team here.
Yes, we do. We have our very own guy who was also swimming for Sri Lankan Army. Here, rooting for, let's go Army.
We would have loved to see him in the pool today, but we're glad to have him in the com box because we are enjoying the time that we're having with him here. And now we're just about to start off the men 200-meter medley relay. And right off the blocks in the fifth lane, we have Candy Dolphin Swimming Club, who seems to have a slender lead, but in lane number 4, that is Sri Lankan Army A, who seems to be getting pace and keeping up with the Candy Dolphin Swimming Club. But
that's a mighty competition between lane number 5 and lane number 4. But lane number 5 has taken the lead.
definitely a battle between the two titans in this particular race, and at the moment it's between Sri Lankan Army A and Candy Dolphin Swimming Club A. But at the moment, Candy Dolphin Swimming Club has a slender lead. Not enough to have a convincing victory at the moment, but we're heading into the butterfly. Definitely the defining moment of the race. And Joshua, can you comment about the underwaters, because I have no experience in that.
My goodness, lane number 4 and 5, what a beautiful underwater that was. And that has brought the lead for Army as well. And Candy Dolphin is not letting go of that lead as we come to the last and final decisive lap of the last final.
And also not to write off the Sri Lankan Air Force in lane 3 as well. They have managed to just barely keep up with the leaders, but in lane number 4, it's the Sri Lankan Army who seems to be powering away. Definitely a interesting 25 meters. In heading into the last 15 meters, Joshua, we are seeing a wonderful display of swimming by the Sri Lankan Army. A great and a strong freestyle stroke by the last swimmer, and he does manage to get the victory for the Sri Lankan Army. Great
What
swim.
a swim by all these teams. And it was the decisive lap of butterfly that brought victory for Army, defeating the Dolphin Academy.
Candy Dolphin Swimming Club will not be too happy as they had victory within their grasp. But Sri Lankan Army managing to clutch it up in the last 2 laps and bring in the victory. And we can see in the highlights here as well, it was just between the Sri Lankan Army and the Candy Dolphin Club right throughout the entire race, with the Sri Lankan Air Force following behind for 3rd place. But in the butterfly, it was Sri Lankan Army who managed to pull through, and in the last 15 meters actually of that fly, he managed to get the lead. And a great swim overall by the Sri Lankan Army. They'll be very satisfied with their performance, as it's an elite lineup that they had across all 8 lanes.